About a year ago, I was looking to get some body work done on my car. There was nothing dangerous, nothing mechanical that needed to be fixed, but we were just recovering from the worst of the beginning of the pandemic, and I just wanted a fresh start. And also, I had met a girl that I thought I was interested in, and obviously, I wanted the car fixed up a little bit before I went to see her. So I called a body shop and I took it in to get an estimate, and I naively asked for an estimate. I wasn't specific enough. And so the owner comes out with an estimate, and it's well out of the ballpark. I mean, it probably cost more than the car was worth at that moment. So it didn't make sense to do all of the body work. And I think, well, if we could do half of it, maybe that might be worthwhile. And so I asked the owner, well, how much to do this particular dent, and some of them were much worse than others. And he said, well, let me come back to you in an hour. And I instantly knew that was a scam, because how do you know the cost of fixing all of the parts of the car without the individual parts? Or what numbers did you add to get that final number, right? And I knew it was a scam, so I was very smart about this. I said, I got to get going. If you don't know off the top of your head, maybe I'll come back. And I was hoping to give him an ultimatum, like, give me the number now or I'm leaving, right? But he's a little bit smarter than I thought he was. He said, okay, you can come back some other day. But it gave me a feeling that this is a dishonest guy that I was dealing with. And so I left. I never went back there. And it turned out I broke up with the girl anyway, so now I had other priorities besides fixing the car. I still haven't fixed the car. So I guess maybe that was God's way of letting me know that, hey, you don't need to do it. Anyway, but it gave me a life lesson to listen carefully to what people are asking you, and you don't have to answer more than what somebody is asking you, right? If somebody's asking you how much to fix the entire car, you answer how much it is to fix the entire car, right? You don't have to point out that it's more than the value of the car. You don't have to point out that these things could be done individually. So I recently went to a couple job interviews, obviously, and I learned to listen to the questions very, very carefully and answer what is being asked without going outside of the bounds. So, for example, I was applying for a job at a different university, and I got questions about various kinds of difficult students that I might run into, experiences, and my favorite question was, if I could take a class in anything for free, what would I take it in? And my answer was, well, I'm living in that world right now with YouTube, right? And I waited for the interviewer to follow up before I answered more questions on which YouTube videos I like to watch, right? It made me more aware of what's being asked and what to answer without having to give up too much detail. Also, I learned that if you ever get into a situation where you want to have a cafeteria option, right? I want to fix 5 or 6 items on the car. Don't go in there with the whole thing. Ask how much it would be to fix one part, and wait for a number. And if it's reasonable and you might think about adding more, you say, oh, I could probably do more at that cost, right? Then add more items. That way, you don't let the dealer down by negotiating downward, right? Thanks for watching.